Hi everyone. In today's video, we're going to go over how to create conditional logic throughout your Gavel workflows and output documents, depending on whether or not someone is in a particular age range. So let's say, for example, we only want something to show or hide depending on whether someone is 18 years old or older, or less than 18 years old, for example. So we can accomplish this using invisible logic, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, I want to show you what it looks like when we're done. So let's say, for example, we have a very basic workflow here where it's just asking for the person's date of birth. And what's going to happen is if they are 18 or older, they're going to see an eligibility, so eligible equals yes page. And then if they are less than 18, then we're going to have them see a not eligible page. So let's say the person's birthday is July 3rd, 2005. I'm recording this on July 3rd, 2023, so we should be able to see that they are eligible because today would be their 18th birthday. So let's go ahead and see continue. And if we do, we're going to see that eligible page. Now, if their birthday is tomorrow, July 4th, 2005, meaning they're still 17, then they should see a not eligible page, which they see here. So I'm going to show you how to put this together on the back end. So on the back end, it looks like this. We have our single question, which is asking for the date of birth. And then we have some invisible logic that creates some variables here and here. And we have a formula with a calculation. And then we have added invisible logic to say if this variable for date of birth is less than or equal to the variable we created here with this formula, then we want eligible yes or no to equal yes, otherwise no. We've then taken that logic and attached that to these pages. Show if eligible yes or no is yes, and show if eligible yes or no is no here, like this. So let's go ahead and start creating one of these from scratch together. We can go over here to new workflow from our Gavel dashboards. So we can say new workflow, and let's just call this date of birth invisible logic test, just so that we can identify it from where our other workflows. So let's say create. That's going to take us over to our Gavel editors where we can change our title to something like date of birth. We're just going to add one question, which is going to be a date question here. And we can just say something like, what is your date of birth? And then our variable can be something like contact, date of birth, or whatever else you choose that would make it to where you can easily identify this when we're using it in other places. We then want to add a page for invisible logic. So add question, invisible logic. And our first one is going to be a date question type or variable. So let's go ahead and call this one something like at least 18 years old. So this is going to be equal to the variable today, which is automatically loaded within Gavel, and it's just going to pull the today's date. Then we're going to put in an operation, which is to subtract years. Then we're going to put in a type of number, which is going to be 18. So what this formula is saying that this date variable, at least 18 years old, will equal today minus 18 years. We need to add another variable here, which would be a yes/no one around eligibility. So let's do something like eligible yes or no and leave this one blank. Now, what we need to do is attach some invisible logic to attach our new variables to the question that we had before. So we're going to say if contact's date of birth is less than or equal to the variable at least 18 years old, add here, then the variable we created eligible yes or no is going to equal yes. Otherwise, eligible yes or no is no. So let's go ahead and save this now. And the whole point of doing all of this is to be able to show or hide certain things depending on this person's age. Now we can give this page a title. I usually like to put invisible logic on my invisible logic pages so it's easy to identify on my toolbar and in my page selection here. And we can call this something like at least 18 plus eligible. So I like to just be able to see what this is, what I've created for invisible logic here on the toolbar on the side quickly and easily. So let's go ahead and say new page. And on this page, we're going to say eligible. And we're just going to add an instruction block that says yes. And we're going to show this page if eligible yes or no is yes. And we're going to have one last page here, which is going to say not eligible. And we're going to add a question type, but this time it's going to be a kickout page, and we're going to say no. And we're going to attach logic that says show this page though if eligible yes or no is no. So now when we run this, this should operate as the other one did that I showed you in the beginning, where when we run this, if somebody's birthday is today, July 3rd, but 2005, they should continue to see the eligible page. However, if their birthday is tomorrow, then they should see not eligible. So that is how you can create variables that have to do with whether somebody is in a particular date range. So if they're 18 years old and older, or if they're less than 18, for example, and then use those variables that you created to attach logic to different pages and questions and phrases and more. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you in the next video.